Let me say this real quick. Gen Z, you're not perfect. I can sit here and talk about your imperfections all day. But one thing I will say is that Generation X, the baby boomers, we've been too hard on you all. And I'm slowly but surely starting to see the light. And it's crazy, like, that's real talk. I had a good run. No, seriously, if I were to close my eyes today, I could say I lived life. I knew what it was like before. These companies and corporations and our government got a hold of us. I knew what it was like before social media. I knew what it was like before the pressure that society has put on you all to succeed, to have money, to be popular. I knew what it was like to be a child when I was one. I knew what it was like to be a teenager when I was one. I knew what it was like to be a young adult when I was one. Even though odds were stacked against me as being a young black man, and America spelled with 3 Ks, I can tell you that I had the advantage in my young adult years to mess up several times in life and was able to get back up. You know how many jobs I got fired from? And most of them were my fault. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, like sleeping on the job. And I was bold with my stuff. But back then, the economy was good. So I would get fired from a job, and I was working at this, back then it was the temporary jobs. If you did good on that temporary job, for they look at you, So if you did good for the 90 days of working at that job, you could go from temp to permanent. I never made it that far. But I always knew, working for Manpower, I got fired from one job. All I had to do was go back into Manpower and they put me on another job. Jobs were available. And they paid decent back then. In the 90s, that is. You go out on a date. It was expected that the man would pay for the date, but he didn't have to pay for the woman's nails to get done, the dress that she's gonna wear, the hair that she's gonna get, the weave and all of that stuff to get her hair done. The Uber ride to your house. First month's rent. Light bill, cell phone bill. I wasn't expected. I'm talking about back in the days, where it wasn't all about the money. And when you had to pay, when you had to put your money out, you was getting more bang for your buck. I'm talking about back in the days where you could afford to buy a house. And the only person that worked in that house was the husband, the father, if you had a family. The mother, she kept a part-time job, you know what I'm saying? But most of her duties were in the house, just maintaining, making sure that the family was straight. Those days are gone. And I'm here to tell you, Gen Zs, I'm telling you, man, if you were to take this argument to court, you will win. You're right. We have managed to fuck your futures up. You have no future. None at all. When I look at the rent for a 1-bedroom apartment here in Charlotte, the lowest I've seen, $1,800, all the way up to about $2,600, $2,700 a month. Got corporate landlords that buy up communities now, or they have communities built. And in those communities, they got about 300-400 houses. Well, they're not selling those houses. Those houses are up for rent. In this day and time, you don't own anything. You got to rent or subscribe. Got to be part of subscriptions and shit. You don't own nothing. I remember back in the days in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I used to play Mortal Kombat. And they had like 2 or 3 people that you couldn't it wasn't up there. You know what I'm saying? You had to buy the Nintendo book or some shit like that where they showed you the code or how you could access those 3 players that wasn't available, unless you put the code in. Once you put the code in, you good. Nowadays, you play Mortal Kombat, you have to buy players. Oh, the Mortal Kombat costs about $60, $70. And then after you spend that money, you got to buy players. And if you want to have different outfits and shit like that, you got to buy that too. Everything is subscription based. They ain't no more owning shit. Go to the gas station and pump. You can't even pay your gas without them saying, would you like to join and be a member of such and such and such, and then get you 10 cents off a gallon of, a gallon of gas and this and that, so forth. And, yo, man, just let me pump and let me pay my motherfucking money. I don't want to be part of I don't want to join any of your subscriptions. I don't want to be part of your value membership and none of that shit. That shit is going across the board, whether it's McDonald's, these apps. Hell, I heard that, I think it was either BMW or Mercedes-Benz was, I don't know if they're doing it or thinking about doing it. Like I said, I had heard that these motherfuckers want to make it where they want to charge you that you have to have an app in order to access, and you have to pay a monthly service for the app in order to access your heated seats. So nowadays, cars are coming, you buying cars and shit, new cars, and there's an app for the different things that you, amenities, so to speak, that's inside the car that you can access to, but you got to pay a monthly service, a monthly fee in order to have that app to use the amenities that you paid for the car. Nothing is for free anymore. You pretty much renting your car, renting your house, rent every fucking thing. or having to deal with a subscription. Damn near the same fucking thing. Y'all got fucked. And I know some of you all are gonna say, well, damn, man, you living in society too, and you gotta pay and this and that and so forth. But let me tell you something that I have that you don't have. It's called nostalgia. And oftentimes I reminisce when things were good. Y'all have came into a society where it was never good. You know that pandemic that lasted for 2 years that I can't say the full, the name, the 19 thing? That shit was unheard of in the 90s. That was your reality. And straight up, that pandemic was a movie that we went to go see in the 90s. That was never our reality. We didn't know nothing about staying in a fucking house for 2 years and millions of people dropping dead. Back then, the only thing that was really bad that was going on was AIDS. But we got nostalgia. I remember pulling up to the McDonald's and actually the McDonald's, even though it's, hey, listen, let me tell you something. It's one thing that McDonald's is consistent, and that's their fucked up food. They've always had debatable food. Like, is this goddamn horse meat or some other shit? I don't know. I know it ain't cow. So they've been consistent throughout the years of that. But I remember pulling up to the drive-thru in McDonald's, and when they said they had value meals, they had value meals. You could get you a Big Mac, medium soda. Now the medium soda, back then a medium soda was your large soda. Regular fries for $2.99. And if you supersize it, you could get an extra large fry and a big gulp like of soda, or your choice of beverage. High C, iced tea, etc. Now you go to McDonald's, that same value meal, it's not valuable anymore. You paying eight and some change. You got these chicks that come out here every year. They come out every year. Would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? I remember when them shits was $2.50 a box. And the cookies were this big and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like 30 of them shits in the box. Nowadays, that shit is double. Them shits is $5. Ain't nothing but nine motherfucking cookies in the box. And them shits is small as shit. Then them little chicks gonna have the nerve to talk about something. That's it? You're just gonna get one box? Yo, listen, let me tell you about to bop you upside the head. It's all about the money, man. And it's sick. It's sickening. It's sickening. Straight up. Straight up. No disrespect towards Kendrick Lamar. None. I think he's a great entertainer. But that's the hype. That's what y'all get. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is dead. If it weren't for that whole thing where he did in the halftime show, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wouldn't even be talking about no damn hip hop right about now. Because all of the music is garbage. All of the fucking new artists are garbage. If it weren't for Kendrick Lamar coming out with the diss song with Drake, and then after that, you know what I'm saying, with the They Not Like Us, and then after that performing that halftime show, that's what kept the pulse going as far as dealing with hip hop. That's what kept the heartbeat going. But I'll tell you, oftentimes I reminisce, man, shit in the 90s, man, epic moments was just popping. Album after album and motherfucking artists were amazing. They were diverse, you know what I'm saying? You got Busta Rhymes, Redman, DOS Effects, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Digital Underground, the Alcoholics, De La Soul, A Tribe Called Quest, EPMD. I could go on with this shit. Wu-Tang. And everyone had a personality. When the last time in your generation you can recall a summer hit? We had summer hits in the 90s. Man, I can't even, it's endless memories. I remember when All About the Benjamins came on, that song came out for the first time. I was in New York. And the club was popping. Like, yo, this shit is crazy to me. How I can reminisce and say to myself, holy shit, I really lived. Even when I was poor and couldn't afford my own apartment, I always had a friend or two that I could go over their house and chill on the couch and shit. Compared to your life, Gen Z's, my life was dope. I remember I used to live in Durham and Duke University. One of the most whitest colleges. They had, man, shit. They used to fucking, no lie, they paid Duke University. This is my word. I don't know if they still, probably not. They probably don't do it anymore. But back in the 90s, man, I saw the Roots, Erykah Badu perform there, a bunch of people for free. For free. But then, you know, New York used to have that shit in Prospect Park as well. Free concerts. That shit is probably unheard of now. Life is fucked up for you all. And it's not your fault. You just walk right into the shit like, hold up, hey. God damn. That shit must be hard, man. It really must be hard, man. Like you gotta make a decision like, yo, you know, I'm in my early 20s and I really want to move out and have my own, but god damn it, I can't. For some of you all, y'all ventured out and life was just too fucking hard. It was too much of a fucking struggle, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. They selling used cars that got fucking 200,000 miles on them for new car prices. I just don't blame you. Rent, ridiculous. My next door neighbor, it's about 4 of them in one house. That's the only way that they're able to afford that shit. They piss me off because, you know, they young. So these motherfuckers be having parties every now and then. And the parties be like, you know what I'm saying? It's, and they be playing that EDM shit. Get on my fucking nerves. But at the same time, it's like, yo, man, you gotta give these niggas a break. Cause seriously, that's my word. Cause they party Friday and Saturday. It don't be all the time. And then come Sunday, from Sunday to Friday afternoon, night, niggas be silent. Cause they gotta get up there and go to work. Make that money. It's like, man, it's like a nightmare, yo, man. You just living to work. And there's no fun. Like I was trying to understand this shit the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the other day. This shit been going on in my mind for months. Like, these you young folks don't even want to have any more kids. I'm like, yo, man, you know, I guess they being more responsible than our generation. See, in our generation, we was bang, bang, bang and popping out kids left and right. I got a couple kids my damn self. But you can afford to have them back then. Nowadays, motherfuckers is like, Gen Z's is like, nah, I ain't having no motherfucking kids. First and foremost, this society that we living in is fucked up. So I don't even want to be here. So I'll be damned if I bring another life into existence in order to go through the hell that I'm going through. That's the first thing. And the second thing is I can't even afford to have any children. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit when society stops you, prohibits you from doing something natural? That if you're a religious person, God said in Genesis to replenish the earth. So you doing your just due. But overall nature, that's how we move on. You have children. But Gen Z's is like, nah, man, fuck that. Shit, I can't even afford to eat my damn self. That's fucked up. People having less children. Motherfuckers ain't in relationships anymore because you can't afford them. Can't afford women anymore. You can't afford to go out on no dates and shit. Straight up. And in the 90s, you know, you go out on a date, motherfucker, you know, you tell a chick, hey, listen, you know, I want to, you know, let's go for a walk or the park and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It would be cool. But nowadays, a bro to be quick to be like, man, you broke. I ain't fucking with you. This shit is crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It ain't too many people looking out for you, man. For your generation. Ain't too many people doing that. And I you know what? Y'all just want someone to understand you. I understand you. Look at this shitty motherfucking life we've given you. Look at all this fucking bullshit ass responsibilities that we've given you. And then when y'all say, man, fuck work, fuck this shit, I'm not doing nothing, I ain't busting my ass for nobody, then we want to call y'all what? Lazy. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. You want to live your life, rightfully so, man. You go to work, you do everything that you're supposed to motherfucking do. And you still fucked up. I don't know what that's like, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I bullshitted. Man, I blew my fucking 20s away. Straight up. And let me tell you something. For those that have fucked up in life, you know what I'm saying, in your 20s and shit, it's okay. It's okay, man. We all do. We all have had our moments. It's not. Straight up, in a race, it's not who starts off in first place. Nah, it's who made it to the finish line first. As long as you make it to that finish line of productivity, of being successful, don't make a difference how you started off. It don't. So for all you young people out there, straight up, I gotta keep it real with you. You know, in this day and time, you can't afford to make any mistakes. But if you do, get back up and make it happen. But in this day and time, man, I'm telling you, man, like you can't make any mistake. Not the type of mistakes that I made. Man, I made a lot of mistakes. And I'm just so glad, elated that I'm here. But the type of mistakes that I made in the 90s, there's no way in the fuck you could get away with the mistakes that I made in the 90s and now in 2025. No way. No way. I pissed a lot of my youthful years away. But I can tell you, while I was doing it, I had some fun. Woo! I don't know how we're going to be able to fix this for you all. Straight up. I guess one of the ways that we can make things all right is to discuss it. And to let you all know that you don't have the upper hand. And you gotta fight. You gotta fight. I'm gonna end it with this. And I know some of you all are gonna be like, oh, I disagree, this and that, so forth. I tell you what, this is what you do. Become a digital nomad. Straight up. Live your fucking life. Make your money online. Travel this world. See the world. Live in different places. Experience what it's like to live outside of the United States. And never allow anyone and anything to put boundaries on your fucking life. Straight up. Do what you gotta do by any means necessary to live your fucking life. And if a job ain't for you, a 9-to-5 job ain't for you, and you wanna do whatever the fuck you wanna do, then do it. You have that right. Cause I can tell you, man, we fucked y'all over. We left y'all with nothing. Straight up. So yeah, it's my advice to you. Become a digital nomad. Live your life. And I'm rooting for you. Other than that,